What's up, everybody? So, today I think I'm going to take the 8 values test. Um, this comes immediately following my results from the political compass test. Somebody suggested the 8 values test, which I had seen before, but had forgotten about. Um, oh, sorry, I'm just waking up. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this test up. And let's see what I get. Well, wait, hold on. Let's, what are the 8 values? There are 4 independent axes: economic, diplomatic, state, and society, and each has 2 opposing values assigned to them. They are equality, economic; markets, economic; nation, diplomatic; globe, diplomatic; liberty, state; authority, state; tradition, society; and progress, society. What's the closest match mean at the bottom of the results? No, I don't like my scores. Whatever, we're just going to get into it. Alright, you will be presented with a series of statements. For each one, click the button with your opinion on it. Oppression by corporations is more of a concern than oppression by governments. No, I think they're roughly about the same. It is necessary for the government to intervene in the economy to protect consumers. Yes. The freer the markets, the freer the people. Also true. It is better to maintain a balanced budget than to ensure welfare for all citizens. Yeah. Publicly funded research is more beneficial to the people than leaving it to the market. Yes, I believe so. Because using government money to fund research guarantees results, and in an ideal government, the results will come out unbiased. International trade is beneficial. Yeah, in an international market, when you reside in an international world, from each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. This question again. I mean, again, because I fundamentally don't agree with the idea of taking from somebody more than they can produce. But I know what it's suggesting. So get fucked. It will be best if social programs were abolished in favor of private charity. Disagree. Taxes should be increased on the rich to provide for the poor. I strongly disagree now. I recently came across something that just destroys that idea. Inheritance is a legitimate form of wealth. Yeah, and I believe that inheritance should be taxed 50% to 55%. Public utilities like roads and electricity should be publicly owned. Yes. Excessive government intervention is a threat to the economy. Excessive, yes. Those with a greater ability to pay should receive better health care. Yeah, I agree. Quality education is a right of all people. Yes. The means of production should belong to the workers who use them. No. Sorry, no communism. The United Nations should be abolished. Neutral, unsure. Military action by our nation is often necessary to protect it. Absolutely. I support regional unions such as the European Union. Strongly disagree. It is important to maintain our national sovereignty. Agree. A united world government would be beneficial to mankind. Depends on the government. It is more important to retain peaceful relations than to further our strength. Agree. Wars do not need to be justified to other countries. Disagree. I think that you should just be able to justify your war to anyone. Otherwise, it's not really justified. Military spending is a waste of money. Absolutely disagree. International aid is a waste of money. It seems like no matter how much you pour into international aid, it just goes nowhere. So I'm going to agree for a bit. My nation is great. Research should be conducted on an international scale. Yeah, I suppose. Government should be accountable to the international community. Yes, absolutely. When the government, or even when protesting an authoritarian government, violence is not acceptable. Agree to some extent. No, hold on. When protesting an authoritarian government, no. It depends on who you're conducting violence against. If you're conducting violence against other civilians, no, it is not justifiable. But if you're actually committing an act of rebellion and destroying government buildings, well then yes, then it is acceptable. But it's not really, you're not laying the line here very well. I'll go with neutral and sure. My religious values should be spread as much as possible. No. Our nation's values should be spread as much as possible. I think so. It's very important to maintain law and order. Strongly agree. The general populace makes poor decisions. Oh yes. Victimless crimes, such as drug abuse, should not be crimes at all. Yeah. The sacrifice of some civil liberties is necessary to protect us from acts of terrorism. I disagree. Government surveillance is necessary in the modern world. To some extent, yeah. The very existence of the state is a threat to our liberty. No. It is a protection of our liberties. Regardless of political opinions, it is important to side with your country. No. No authority should be left unquestioned. Wait. No authority should be left unquestioned. Agree. A hierarchical state is the best. I'm unsure. It is important that the government follows the majority opinion, even if it is wrong. If it can be proven wrong, no. The stronger the leadership, the better. Strongly agree. Democracy is more than a decision-making process. Agree. Environmental regulations are essential. Agree. A better world will come from automation, science, and technology. That's yet to be seen. Children should be educated in religious or traditional values. I disagree. Traditions are of no value on their own. I disagree. Religion should play a role in the government. Absolutely not. Churches should be taxed in the same... Yes. Climate change is currently one of the greatest threats to our way of life. I agree. It is important that we work as a united world to combat climate change. I agree. Society was better many years ago than it is now. That's very subjective. It is important that we maintain the traditions of our past. I don't agree. It is important that we think in the long term, beyond our lifespans. Strongly agree. Reason is more important than maintaining our culture. Agree. Drugs should be legalized. Drugs use should be legalized or decriminalized. Agree. Same-sex marriage should be legal. Agree. No cultures are superior to others. I disagree. To some extent, depending on the culture. Sex outside marriage is immoral. Strongly disagree. If we accept migrants at all, it is important that they assimilate into our culture. Yes. Abortion should be prohibited in most cases or all cases. Strongly disagree. Gun ownership should be prohibited for use or prohibited for those without a valid reason. I disagree. I support single-payer universal health care. I also agree. I think that we could benefit from it, as long as it's not a coverage of all healthcare, but a coverage of what is baseline, what is absolutely needed. Prostitution should be illegal. No, it's their bodies. Maintaining family values is essential. Yeah, to some extent. To chase progress at all costs is dangerous. No, not necessarily. Genetic modification is a force for good, even on humans. I think I agree with that. We should open our borders to immigration. Strongly disagree. I think that immigration needs to be as regulated as possible. Harsh vetting needs to be in place. Governments should be as concerned about foreign citizens as they are about those within their borders. Yes, to an extent. Should be concerned about the foreign citizens that are looking to infiltrate our borders. All people, regardless of factors like culture or sexuality, should be treated equally. Yeah. It is important that we further my group's goals above all others. No, not really. So on an economic axis, I'm a centrist. Diplomatic axis, I'm balanced. But, note, I am heavier in terms for equality than I am for markets. I am heavier for nation than I am for world. Civil axis, I'm a moderate. I am more for liberty than I am for authority. And a societal axis, I am progressive. I'm much more for the idea of progress for progress than for the traditions of the past. Closest match, liberalism. Ideological matching is a work in progress. So yeah, this was it was a bit rapid fire. Not like the other one where I spent a lot of time deliberating questions, but most of the questions on this test were very straightforward and easy to answer, which makes for a really good test, I think. If you don't have to sit there and think for a long time for your answer, I think that the test is a little better worded in that matter. So, yeah, that was, this test was taken on Sunday, the 6th of, the 6th of August. It will go out on Monday, the 7th. Thank you very much for watching. Fantastic day.